Hi. I've been increasingly aware that my clients are in positions where they are coaching people. I have a client who works in a large advertising agency, and she works with many different teams. She works with many different stakeholders in what she does. And a lot of her work is coaching. I work with a number of network marketing consultants, and they are all building their teams and coaching their teams. And so therefore, I thought it might be helpful if I record this video from my perspective, sharing some of the things that I've learned about coaching and some of the ways that I have a huge impact on my clients. So I wanted to share with you these five tips to coach your team and have a huge impact. The first component of this is slow down to speed up. This is a lesson that I learned from Straight Line Leadership, and also is promoted by one of the coaches that I admire, a guy called Rich Litvin, and also taught to me by my coach as well. What that basically means is to take a pause when you are in front of somebody rather than trying to rush to get to a result. And what generally happens is when people are being forceful and trying to get someone to where they want them to be, the pace gets faster and faster. And the faster you go, the less connected you'll be with the person in front of you. So just slow down. When you begin a conversation, take a breath. Have the other person take a breath with you. And when you notice the conversation getting fast and the pace of speech getting rapid, just take a pause, slow things down. Now, sometimes it's not that going fast is a bad thing, but what it basically means is that the faster you go, the less connected you'll be with yourself and the less connected you'll be with the person in front of you. And my experience is that the slower I go, the more impactful the conversations I have. So we might get less, we might achieve less, but actually we really achieve more because we're more connected and the person is more connected with what's coming up in the conversation. The second tip for you is to seek permission. Constantly be seeking permission from the person in front of you. The way that I do this in coaching conversations is I ask a question. I set a very clear context for what the conversation is going to entail. I set a very clear context for how I'm going to coach the person in front of me, and I ask their permission. One of the things that I might say is that, I use what I call high flame coaching, which means that I might challenge you, I might call you out on something, I might call bullshit on something. Is that okay with you? And I get their permission. And then I might also say, just to let you know that you control the direction, you control the temperature of this conversation. So yes, I might use high flame coaching, but that person can always tell me that something's too intense for them and we'll go in a different direction. So, by doing that and by clarifying that and creating an agreement around it, you have their permission to go to a much deeper level in the conversation. So you might be able to do or say things that you wouldn't be able to say without meeting resistance if you hadn't sought their permission first. So constantly be seeking permission. Would it be okay if I told you a little bit more about this? Would it be okay if I told you, if we had a sales conversation about what this might look like if we were to work together? Or would you like to understand a little bit more about these products, see what might be a fit for you, and then would you like to hear, about the prices and how you might be able to buy them? Would that be okay with you? You're constantly seeking permission at every stage of a conversation and at every stage of an enrollment or sales process. Tip 3 is to ask powerful questions. Powerful questions are open-ended questions. So they're questions that open with how, what, why, or who. And what these do is they help to open the question, they help to open the conversation out, they help to get the person in front of you talking, and they leave lots of space for them to do some thinking for themselves. So you're kind of passing the buck to them. rather than doing all the work yourself. So ask powerful questions. An example of a powerful question that I ask at the beginning of each coaching conversation is, what would make this an extraordinary conversation for you? And then I pause and I wait for the answer. And, I give them space to be able to think for themselves, which is really important. So ask a powerful question and then leave a pause for the person to respond. What I see a lot of the time is when people are less competent at what they're doing, they are trying to talk constantly. They're trying to sell to somebody. And to be on the receiving end of that is just really uncomfortable. So whereas if you ask a powerful question and then leave somebody space, not only does it give them you opportunity to learn more about them, but it also gives them space to think and talk, and you find out so much from a person when you ask powerful questions. Now, I do actually have a document which has got 121 powerful questions. So if you're interested in that, then email me after this. The fourth area is silence is golden. The fourth tip. So when you've asked a powerful question, leave silence afterwards. Leave space for the person to respond. Even if it gets a little bit uncomfortable, become okay with being uncomfortable. Even me now, recording this video, I notice to be quiet. Just there's a little bit of discomfort in me. Just learn to be okay with that. Practice being okay with that. Leave space for the other person to talk. Ask them an open question and wait for their response. And then be curious about what they've just responded with and open the conversation up more. And you will create deep connections by doing this. Tip 5 is to use your intuition. All the time, we are continually being given signals from our body and signals from the other person. And we interpret those signals almost unconsciously. And so what will happen is you will get an intuitive sense of what might be going on for the person in front of you. Now, the calmer you are, the more space that you leave in the conversation, the more there is space for you to notice these things. You'll notice something that happens within your body, or you might notice something that happens within the person in front of you. You might notice that their body language changes, their body posture changes, their eye movements change. You might notice that the use of their language that points you towards something that they might not actually be saying. Use your gut. And then what you can say is you can use a combination of these skills. So you can slow down. You can seek permission. I'm noticing here that this or that is happening. Would it be okay if I pointed out to you what I think that might mean? And they say yes. And you say, great. Well, what I'm noticing is that I think that might mean that you're less connected with this part of the conversation, or is there something else that you might need? I'm sensing some resistance in this conversation. And then you can pause. And then you can ask a powerful question. What might we need to do to bring this conversation back on track? What information might you need from me to help you make a buying decision? What might make you a yes to this? What might make you a no to this? And so by using a combination of all of these skills, you will create a powerful interaction with the person in front of you, and you will create great relationships, which will help you to build and inspire a team of people, and it will also to help you have powerful enrollment conversations with customers and team members. So if you've enjoyed this, then please comment, email me, give me some feedback, and if there's anything else that you'd like me to give you some tips on, then let me know. Enjoy the rest of your day.